I'm on the coast of Peru, at the site of one of the largest human sacrifices in history. Hundreds of children were brought to this temple of death and slaughtered by the Chimu people in one bloody ritual. Was this a desperate attempt to tap into the powers of the gods? More bodies are being discovered every day that could help answer that question.
Dr. Prieto, I found something.
I think we have another individual with a cut sternum.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
This has been like torn open, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So the actual cut would have been done across the chest.
Across the chest.
Okay. And in a very violent fashion?
Very fast, probably.
Yeah.
Because it's one single cut clear to extract the heart.
Is the bleeding an important part of it?
I would say that was the most important part.
That's the offering.
That's the offering itself. The heart and the blood.
The Chimu believed the gods fed on the heart and blood of sacrificed victims. The more desperate the Chimu were for help from the gods, the bloodier their offerings.
Why don't you lift this up?
Very, very carefully. Can I just do this?
Yep, yeah. Go ahead. And just turn it. Right there. And you stop there. Yep, right there. Yep. This is a face that has been waiting for more than 800 years, to tell their story.
There's a lot of care taken in laying this body out, right?
Yeah, they carefully wash the bodies after the sacrifice, and then they wrap it in these cotton shrouds.
Okay.
And finally, they place them facing the sea.
What's the significance of that?
They are becoming part of a very important offering to their sea gods.
Based on the position of the mummies facing the ocean, it's clear this was a massive and bloody sacrifice to the gods of the sea. And another big clue, buried just below the sand, might explain why the sacrifice took place.
Right on top of these bodies, we found a thick layer of mud.
What's unusual about mud?
Here in Peru, it never rains.
Okay.
And when it rains, it means that there was a heavy rain.
I see.
And these people were under a major climatic stress.
So it's flooding and mudslides and all the rest.
Most of the infrastructure that it took years for them to build is destroyed.
Massive flooding caused by huge rainstorms that lasted over the course of a century destroyed the Chimu's capital, Chanchan. The city was made entirely out of adobe, basically mud bricks. Their empire was literally melting away. Since the devastating storm system came from the sea, the Chimu gave the sea gods the ultimate offering, their own children.
So this is a catastrophe they're dealing with.
And of course, these people were more religious, so they thought that these floods and these rains were basically a punishment from the god.
Right.
And they had to react as a state. They had to do something,
Yes.
to stop the rains.
Dr. Prieto put together some of the pieces of this 500-year-old mystery, but there are still unanswered questions.
After you've done all this work, how do you go about finding out who these children were?
And it goes to the lab. The students will work on the bones, trying to figure out age, any other trauma, diseases.
Okay.
To try to see what was going on at the time.
Okay. So this is an unfolding mystery.
It is still, an ongoing case.
Back at his lab, Dr. Prieto is gathering evidence found at the sacrifice site.
Right here, you have a very nice example.
Wow. There you go. That is a razor-sharp knife that went right through there.
Oh, yeah. We actually found the knife in the platform.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have it here?
We have it here.
Can I see it?
Sure.
So that's how you know the platform was used for that purpose.
Yeah, exactly. It has a rattle. This is a rattle.
Yeah. Hear that? And the idea of the rattle was what?
Every single ceremony will start with rattles shaking, calling for the spirits.
Incredible.
Yeah. So this is the last sound that these children hear before they die.
So you've been killed.
Yeah, you've been
But
killed.
in the last moments, the spirits were summoned by the rattle that you heard.
Right. What I'm going to show you now is perhaps the most important finding, because these three pieces belongs to one child.
Oh, I see.
He was buried with a crown,
Look at that.
2 ears pools, and a beautiful necklace.
So a member of the royalty. Wow. What do you think the point of a royal child being sacrificed would have been?
It means that the kings of Chanchan were committed with their own child, not only the people from the town.
It just adds to the mystery. You know, our vision of death, our vision of sacrifice is one of murder and mayhem. This is a society that had an entirely different idea. It's an honor. That it's something that's a gift to the community.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for you, even if it's hundreds and hundreds of children.
One thing I've learned from Dr. Prieto is that for the lost civilizations of Peru, there was a fine line between the world of the living and the world of the dead. They had such a different idea of death from ours. For us, death is so final. We bury our dead in cemeteries, say our goodbyes, and maybe occasionally the spirits of the dead make their presence known. But in ancient Peru, the dead were always present and all-powerful. They used